Have you ever felt like you're just a collection of symptoms? You know, like your doctor's focused on one part of you, but not the whole you? Well, today we're diving deep into a completely different way of thinking, holistic health. We're going to peel back the layers on what it really means to care for the whole person and why this powerful idea is reshaping the future of medicine. Let's get into it.
So let me ask you something. When you hear that word wellness, what's the first thing that pops into your head? For the longest time, I'm pretty sure I thought it was all about green juice and crazy expensive gym memberships. And look, those things can definitely be part of the picture, but what I've learned is that's just scratching the surface. We're about to go so much deeper into what it actually means to be truly well.
To get us started, let's look at this definition from the World Health Organization. They say wellness is a state of complete well-being, physical, mental, and social. But here it is, this is the part that changes everything. It's not merely the absence of disease. Just think about that for a second. Real wellness isn't just about not being sick. It's an active, vibrant state of being.
And that's exactly where holistic wellness comes into play. You can think of your health like an orchestra. If one section, let's say your emotional health, is totally out of tune, the whole piece of music just sounds off, right? Well, holistic wellness is all about being the conductor, making sure that every single part of you, your mind, your body, your spirit, is playing together in harmony.
All right, ready to get started? Here's the game plan for our explainer today. We're going to kick things off with the core of holistic healing, then map out the different dimensions of wellness. We'll look at some real-world practices, have an honest chat about the science and safety, and then I'll give you a simple plan to build your own holistic lifestyle. And to wrap it all up, we'll take a peek at the future of health. Let's go.
Okay, so first things first, what in the world is holistic healing? You know, the main idea is actually super simple, but it's also incredibly profound. It's this: you are so much more than just the sum of your parts. Your health isn't a simple checklist of organs. It's this one dynamic, interconnected system.
This slide really breaks it down. Think of it this way. Traditional medicine is like a firefighter. It rushes in to put out the fire, to treat the disease. And it is absolutely life-saving and crucial. Holistic medicine, it's more like a gardener. It focuses on nurturing the soil, your sleep, your stress, your nutrition, to make sure the whole garden is healthy and resilient, so fires are less likely to start in the first place. And this is the key. It really is a domino effect. Think about it in your own life, right? A stressful week at work leads to a couple of nights of bad sleep. That exhaustion makes you crave junk food for a quick energy fix. Before you know it, you're feeling sluggish, your mood is down. See? To really fix the problem, you have to look at that first domino, the stress, not just the last one. So, if everything is connected, how do we even begin to create a life of balance? Well, the answer is in understanding the different dimensions of our well-being. Let's take a look at the blueprint for a truly holistic life. So, think you've got a handle on what it takes to live a healthy life? Diet, exercise, what else? You might be surprised. It turns out there are actually 9 different dimensions to our well-being. 9 pillars that support the entire structure of our health. Now, this isn't just a random list, it's a map. Of course, you've got the physical stuff we all know about, but look what else is on here. Emotional wellness, like how you handle stress. Social, the quality of your relationships. Even financial wellness. And you can see how they're all linked. If your occupational wellness is suffering because you hate your job, it's going to drain your emotional energy, which messes with your sleep, and bam, your physical wellness takes a nosedive. It's one big system. Okay, looking at all 9 of those dimensions can feel a little intense. I get it. But please, don't let it overwhelm you. The goal here is not perfection across the board. That's impossible. The real goal is to find your own personal harmony, what feels right and authentic for you in your life right now. That's the only thing that matters. Okay, so all of this theory is great, but how do we actually bring it into our real, messy, everyday lives? What are the practical tools we can use? Let's check out some of the most common and powerful holistic practices out there. Here are just a few of the big ones. You've got acupuncture, which uses tiny needles to kickstart the body's natural healing abilities. Chiropractic care, focusing on the spine's alignment to support the nervous system. Mind-body stuff like meditation and yoga to calm the chaos in our heads. And of course, using nutrition as a form of medicine. Let's take a closer look at a couple of these. First up, acupuncture. Did you know this is one of the oldest forms of medicine in the entire world? We're talking thousands of years. And what's so cool is that today, modern science is finally starting to understand how it works.
using things like brain scans to see what's happening in the body when those needles go in. So what's the magic here? Well, it's actually pretty cool science. When a needle goes in, it stimulates these big nerve fibers. That signal travels to your spinal cord and basically tells the gate for pain to close. So the pain signals can't get through to your brain as easily. But that's not all. It also triggers your brain to release its own feel-good chemicals, your body's natural painkillers. It's pretty amazing. All right, let's talk about food, one of our most powerful tools. This is super interesting. It's comparing two really healthy diets. The Mediterranean diet is awesome for your heart, no question. But what studies are finding is that if your main goal is weight loss or managing blood sugar, a low-fat vegan diet might actually have an edge. It's not about one being better. It's about what's best for your specific body and goals. And get this was the part that kind of blew my mind from the research. For weight management on a vegan diet, it wasn't about avoiding carbs or eating only certain vegetables. The biggest factor, the thing that made the most difference, was simply cutting out animal products and added oils. That seemed to be the real key. All right, let's get real for a minute. There is so much information out there about holistic health, and a lot of misinformation too. It can be really hard to know what's legit and who to trust. So let's talk science, let's talk safety, and let's figure out how to find credible help. You hear these words all the time, right? Holistic, integrative, conventional. They're often used like they mean the same thing, but they really, really don't. Each one has a different philosophy and approach, and knowing the difference is super important. So let's clear up the confusion. This chart is key to understanding the whole landscape. We've talked about conventional and holistic, but look at that third column, integrative healthcare. Think of this as the bridge. Holistic is the overarching philosophy. Integrative is where that philosophy is put into practice by combining the best of both worlds, prudent conventional treatments alongside evidence-based complementary therapies. That's right. Integrative health really is the future. It's not about choosing between your doctor and, say, an acupuncturist. It's about them working together. And this isn't some fringe movement anymore. We're talking about top-tier places like the Mayo Clinic, Harvard, and Stanford, all embracing this model of care. Which leads us to probably the single most important question you can ask if you're exploring this stuff. With so many different kinds of practitioners out there, how on earth do you know who is actually qualified? Who can you really trust with something as important as your health? Okay, this slide is basically your user's guide to finding a great practitioner. The number one thing you have to look for is credentials. I mean, you wouldn't go to an unlicensed surgeon, right? It's the same idea. Look for those letters after their name, like ND, or certifications from bodies like the NCCAOM. It's your best guarantee that they've had extensive, high-quality training. I know we have covered a lot of ground, but the good news is you really don't have to do everything at once. The real power is in starting small. So let's build a simple, totally doable action plan to get you started on your own holistic journey. Seriously, this journey starts with just one small step. You do not need to overhaul your entire life overnight. Just pick one little thing that feels right to you and try to stick with it for about 30 days. You'd be amazed at the ripple effect one small change can have. So, here are 5 simple but seriously powerful places to start. Eating more plants literally gives your body better building blocks. Consistent sleep is like hitting the reset button for your brain every night. A few deep breaths can instantly calm your entire nervous system. Connecting with people you trust feeds your soul. And finding movement you actually enjoy, that's a total game changer. And as you start making these little changes, just know that you're not doing this alone. You're actually part of this huge global shift that's changing the future of healthcare for all of us. Let's take a quick look at where this is all headed. I love this timeline because it shows how we're kind of coming full circle. We're taking this ancient wisdom that's been around forever, and we're merging it with cutting-edge science and technology. The future of health isn't just about treating you when you're sick. It's about being personalized, proactive, and helping every single one of us live our healthiest life. And hey, if you're wondering if this is all just a passing trend, just follow the money. The global market for this stuff is expected to be worth over $1.4 trillion. That's trillion with a T. This is a full-blown revolution, and it's being driven by regular people demanding a better, more complete approach to health. And this isn't just happening in one place. It is a global movement. I mean, think about it. Have you noticed more yoga studios or farmers markets or meditation apps popping up around you? It's all part of this massive shift in how we think about what it means to be truly well. You know, when you strip it all away, this entire movement is about one thing: empowerment.
It's about empowering you to be an active participant in your own health. It's about giving you the tools to create a life that isn't just about adding more years, but about adding more life, more vibrancy, and more purpose to those years.
So I'll leave you with this one final thought. If your health is the story of your life, is your current approach just trying to edit a single difficult chapter? Or is it dedicated to honoring and nurturing the entire beautiful, complex book of you? Thank you so much for joining me today.